he might just be the chattiest man on telly. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 Alan Carr moments. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we'll be looking at the funniest bits of comedy brilliance brought to us courtesy of Alan Carr.
By the way, did we say how handsome you look this evening?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, and you haven't even had some of that!
You do.
Number 10, stand-up success live at the Apollo. Nowadays, he's arguably best known for his presenting work, but Alan Carr's bread and butter is on the stage.
Woohoo! Thank you. I'm not a sheepdog.
His stand-up routines have been bringing in sellout audiences for years, while the DVD of his first show, Tooth Fairy Live, proved a bestseller in 2007.
No bigger than this. It's like a panic room with a kettle. You could make your dinner, do a shit and answer the door at the same time.
While he has performed for the Queen at the Royal Variety Performance in 2012, his appearances on Live at the Apollo are among his best remembered, packed with trademark enthusiasm and on-the-money observations. Few comedians bring the fun quite as effectively as this man.
I use muscles in my legs I didn't even know I had.
Number 9, the Karen Matthews controversy, the British Comedy Awards. As with many mainstream comedians, Carr's career hasn't quite been controversy-free. But this was perhaps his highest profile gaffe, on the back of winning Best Entertainment Personality at the 2008 British Comedy Awards.
I can't believe I've won it!
Speaking to reporters backstage, Carr dedicated the gong to Karen Matthews, who'd recently been found guilty of kidnapping her own daughter, Shannon Matthews, in an infamous news story. Alan was heavily criticised for the perceived poor timing of his comments, and he did apologise via his website afterwards. But this was one awkward moment he couldn't simply laugh off. Number 8, drinking games with Phillip Schofield this morning. Phil Schofield's no stranger to a tipple or two on This Morning, despite the daytime TV slot. And Alan Carr often has some sort of alcoholic beverage on the go whenever he's entertaining guests on his own chat shows. So, when the pair came together in 2015, a shot of tequila was naturally on the menu.
Both of you are going to do a shot of tequila with a little cheeky friend thrown in the bottom.
Such a busy day today, what are you going to do?
You know,
This moment actually served as the culmination of a long-running drinking game between the two, and unfortunately for Alan, he lost it at the last.
3,
Absolutely
2,
serious.
1, go.
Aiming to keep a straight face while downing the drink, at God knows what time in the morning, Carr could do no such thing.
You are the winner.
Are we quits now?
Yeah, let's leave it, because he's going to get... Look at me glasses, they've steamed up.
Number 7, the balloon bursting world record attempt, Studio 10. While touring Australia with his stand-up show in 2016, Alan stopped by Studio 10 for a pretty standard promo opportunity.
Have you handled balloons before?
No, I have not. This is like I can cross this off my bucket list.
Or not. Carr creates merry chaos throughout his time on the show, but he saves his best to last when he partakes in an especially unusual world record attempt, seeing how many balloons he can burst by sitting on them. In fairness, he starts off quite well, but just as it looks as though he's found his rhythm, it all goes wrong. In the end, he was far short of the target required, but many a laugh was had by all. Number 6, Living with Adele, The Jonathan Ross Show. Alan is rarely on the receiving end of an interview, but sitting across the desk from Jonathan Ross, here he opens up about his friendship with one of the UK's most successful pop performers, Adele.
So, no, I saw her like that and I went, hi, like that.
Though a fanboy first and foremost, Carr reveals how he and Adele became friends and recalls when the esteemed songstress stayed at his house for a brief stint.
Well, she was up there for 2 or 3 days. I'm not going to lie, we forgot that she was up there.
And if you need any further proof that these unexpected best pals are the real deal, there's Carr's marriage to Paul Drayton, which Adele got ordained for and actually officiated.
And she said, I want to do your special day. Let me do everything. And she did everything and she got ordained and she married us. No!
Number 5, interviewing Lindsay Lohan, Alan Carr Chatty Man. As one of Alan's most successful TV projects, Chatty Man became one of the UK's most popular prime-time chat shows, setting itself apart thanks to Carr's candid interview style and some uniquely frantic features.
Got a bungalow. Lil, it's totally tropical.
It netted some A-list guests too, not least Lindsay Lohan in 2014.
Oh my God, we should have done it on the show. That would have been the funniest thing ever.
Well, be careful what you wish for, love, because in part 4 that might just happen.
I'll come back and do it.
Back then, Lohan was never far from the headlines, and so Alan's interview was quite the scoop, even if it did get pretty awkward at times. The actress didn't take kindly to Carr referencing her sex list, but at least he diffused the tension with his own cringy countdown.
Can we get a shot of this?
It's private, but go on.
Number 4, Alan's Rainbow Cake, the Great Celebrity Bake Off for Stand Up to Cancer. Bake Off has become quite the British institution in recent years, with celebs queuing up to try their hand at making bread, biscuits, and anything else even at all edible inside the famous tent. But Alan's cake-based meltdown is a definite high point. If by high point, you mean definite disaster.
I've never cried on telly before.
The comic does serve up an unsightly slab of something, but it looks very far from the zippy, judge and bungle masterpiece he'd originally envisaged. And as Paul Hollywood crumbles his sponge into literal dust, it's back to the drawing board. Quickly.
It actually crumbles. I've never seen that before.
Number 3, Work Bitch, Alan Carr, Chatty Man. As mentioned earlier, part of the unique charm of Chatty Man is Alan's uncanny ability of getting A-list stars to do some pretty stupid stuff. And Britney Spears' 2013 appearance gave perhaps the greatest, weirdest and most unconventional feature of all, with Spears on the promo trail for her latest single, Work Bitch.
I got you this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want you to whip people.
Handing the pop icon a long whip, Alan leads her backstage to meet various apparently underperforming crew members, writers, and even friends and family.
Do you want to win a TV Crick Award or not? Because if so, you need to.
Work, bitch!
And when Carr reels off a list of their wrongdoings, Britney lets them have it. It's sheer TV gold.
She didn't laugh at my second joke in the monologue.
Work, bitch!
Yeah, thank you.
Number 2, Hunt the Sausage with Jamie Dornan, the Radio 1 breakfast show. As we've just seen, Alan will willingly inflict all sorts of strange tasks and games onto his own guests, but he has been on the receiving end as well.
It's like they've got the word hunt the sausage and then sort of worked backwards to create the game.
Dropping by the Radio 1 breakfast show with Nick Grimshaw, he and 50 Shades of Grey actor Jamie Dornan play Hunt the Sausage, wherein Alan and Jamie must try to detect which of 3 callers is eating the eponymous sausage.
Okay, hello love, do you like Crocs?
No.
Their questions should help to determine the sausage eater, but Alan wades in with an inquiry about shoes, and it only gets weirder from there.
Do you eat lasagna the day after? Because I think it tastes better.
No, it's got to be fresh on the day.
Oh, all right, Mama told me.
Number 1, the Cadbury Spoof, the Sunday Night Project. Back where it all began for Alan, on mainstream telly at least, the Friday Night Project proved the perfect platform for his outlandish brand of comedy. And while it is difficult to single out one specific moment from the series, this parody of a popular advert for Cadbury's chocolate sticks in the mind, with Alan taking a starring role. Played out alongside guest host Lily Allen, this eyebrow-raising spoof featured on what was ultimately the last ever episode of the show, after which Carr's solo career took off.
Yeah, Justin, I thought you were going to provide more of a beat for us.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.